Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. Vamos a cantar. Let's sing. Hola, buenos días. Hola, buenas tardes. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Estoy muy bien, gracias. Adiós, buenas noches. Adiós, hasta mañana. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Estoy muy bien, gracias. I've attached the words to the song that we've been singing, Hola, buenos días, to this lesson so that you can practice it if you'd like at home. Vamos a decir las estaciones. We're going to say the seasons. We are in fall, and to say fall in Spanish, we are going to say, vamos a decir, otoño. Repite, otoño. Notice that the letter O in otoño is what we call lowercase. In English, when we say autumn or fall, we have it uppercase, but in Spanish, we start our seasons with lowercase letters. Otoño is how we say fall. To say winter, invierno. Repite, invierno. Invierno means winter. Otoño, invierno. For spring, primavera. Primavera. Repite, primavera. Spring. To say summer, verano. Verano. Repite, verano. Muy bien. Otoño, invierno. Primavera, verano. Muy bien. Hoy vamos a practicar los números. We are going to practice our numbers. To say 0, and I'm going to start writing 0 because I don't see my card for 0. Cero. Repite. Cero. Cero. And you'll notice it looks like the word zero in English. Instead of a C, in English we have a Z. Uno. Repite, uno. Dos. Tres. Remember, you're repeating after me. Cuatro. Cuatro. Cinco. Cinco. Seis. Seis. Can you guess what number seis is? If you thought that seis was 6, you are correct. Seis. Siete. Siete. 7. Ocho. Ocho. 8. Nueve. Nueve. 9. Diez. Diez. 10. I'm going to write numbers 11 through 15. Once, once. Doce, doce. Trece, trece. Catorce, catorce. 11, 12, 13, 14. Muy bien. And maybe you've noticed there's a pattern there in the way that it sounds at the end. For 15, it sounds similar to 11, 12, 13, 14. Quince. Repite, quince. I know that when you see a QU next to each other in English, you think of the sound qua. In Spanish, when Q is next to U, it just makes a k sound. Quince. Actually, I'm going to show you 16, 17, 18, and 19. For 16, 16, 16. 17, 17. Repite, 17. 18, 18, 18. 19, 19, 19. If you notice 16 through 19, you hear this diez in front of each word. Diez in Spanish is 10. This little I is kind of like a connector word meaning and, but instead of using a Y by itself in Spanish is a word, it means and, we say E. Here is an I. And if you notice the end of the word, it says 6, 7, 8, 9. So for 16, 10 y 6, 10 and 6, which is 16. For 17, 10 y 7, 10 and 7, 17. 18, 10 y 8, 10 y 8. 18, 10 and 8. 19, 10 y 9, 10 y 9. 10 and 9, 19. So that is a pattern for 16 through 19. When we get to 20, and in primer grado, in kinder and first grade, we're going to stop at 20. Vamos a pronunciar, we're going to pronounce the V here with like a little B sound, like a soft letter B. 20. Repite 20. Para contar en español, to count in Spanish, it's actually easier to pronounce this as a soft B when we count a little faster. And many times in Spanish, you will hear the letter V. They'll have it's called V chiquitos or small b. So sometimes the V will sound like a soft letter B in Spanish. You'll hear people pronounce this letter as a soft B. So for kindergarten and first grade, your assignment is pretty easy this week. You're going to look over a video that will re-say the numbers in Spanish, and then there is an activity of counting in Spanish. So, por example, if I have these markers and I want to count, contar en español, I want to count in Spanish. 1, 2, 3, 4. counting the same as in English. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Cuatro marcadores. 4 markers. Same if I wanted to count these pencils, lápices. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Practice counting in Spanish at home. Find things in your room, juegos, games, or toys. You can count. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Practice counting, contando en español, counting in Spanish. And on your worksheet, you will have to count things and then write the number in Spanish. If you notice, let me just grab my numbers. And I've said this before when we were usando la pregunta, ¿cuántos años tienes? How old are you? We went over our numbers. And the symbols are the same as in English. So we use the same numbers as you do in English. The same symbols, 0, 1, 2, 3. But we pronounce them different. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the names of our numbers are different, but the actual symbol is the same as in English. Okay? So for your work, you're going to look at a video that's attached, and you're also going to do a worksheet writing your numbers. So if you are in kindergarten or first grade, you can stop the video now and go on to your assignment. Adios. Second grade. Second grade, we count past 20, and we start to look at from 20 to 30 and then from 30 to 40, because there is a difference in the way we write our numbers. So for 20, we know that it's 20. Repite, 20. For 21, 21, 21. For 22, 22, 22. 23, can you guess what it might be? If you thought 23, you are correct. 23. For 24, 24, 24. For 25, do you know? 25, 25. For 26, 26, 26. Sometimes you will see a little accent over a vocale, and it just tells us over a vowel. We want to emphasize that part of the word. 26, 26. 27, 27. 27. For 28, 28, 28. 29, 29, 29. And for 30, 30, 30. If you notice our numbers, and I look at 29 and 28, 20, you see at the beginning of the word, which means 20. Then you see that little I there, just like when we were counting 16, 17, 16, 17. You notice that little I in between. Here it's connecting 20 and 8, 20 and 9. When we get to 31, we don't use that little I anymore. We use the Y. 31, 31. 31 means 31. For 32, 32, 32. For 33, 33, 33. For 34, 34, 34. 35. 35. 35. For 36. 36. 36. For 37. 37. 37. For 38. 38. 38. For 39. 39. 39. Now, to say 40, we say 40. 40. And you're going to see a pattern because what we're going to do is just add 40 and start all over again. 41. 41. And then we just change, if you notice, all we're doing is changing what we call the tens place. Instead of 30, it's 40, 40, 42. And it goes the same all the way back until we get to, let's say, 49, 49. So the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, they keep going over and over again in the ones place. But what changes is the tens place. 40, 41, 42, 43. Really, that pattern goes all the way up to 99, where you will learn how to say 90, and then it'll say y uno, y dos, y tres. So as long as you know uno hasta nueve, 1 to 9, and you know your tens place, you can count all the way up to 100. So second grade, segundo grado, you will have your own assignment to do, practicing your numbers 0 hasta 40, 0 to 40. So you will practice doing those assignments. And if you have any preguntas, any questions about números, numbers, please feel free to message me on Google Classroom or email me, and I will be happy to answer. Hasta luego.